Welcome back to Swamp Shangri-La. We're going to go ahead and put this extra section of log bunk here on the sawmill. We've been promising you guys that for here for a little while. So we're going to go ahead and make that happen for you. See about doing it. Whenever you're putting a Timbery together, everything's in metric. I would say 95% of the bolts and nuts on this thing, maybe even higher, they're all going to be 17mm wrenches. So get you a good socket set, metric socket set, and get a metric backup, and I think you'll be pretty well set, folks. So right now I am loosening up a backstop over here to keep the saw head from flying off the bunk. And then I'll be bolting this other section together. So you see a backstop right here. What I'm talking about is just a simple bolt-on, little piece that goes on there. And that way keeps your saw from flying off the old sawmill. So just kind of cleaned up a little bit. And this is also falling back to what I was talking about before, about our selection of sawmills and not having really any place to work on anything, and not having the availability to really deal with all the multitude of fine components. When this sawmill came in, you can see it's a bolt together design, but yet the pieces are nice and solid. And of course, all your assembly components will be in a bag. So you don't have a complex structure that you would with some other designs. So you can see you got nice large sections, and pretty much it worked out very well. So we're going to go ahead and do some good bolt up here and see if I can get this knocked out. You can see we got pretty much a tongue and groove design right here. It goes right in, and it'll suck in pretty well, you'll see, with this cover plate. Again, 17mm. That's what all these are. So what we'll do is we'll get this stuff rough tightened a little bit, sucked up. That way we can get initial alignment going on. I'm going to flip this other piece around. That's no biggie. You see how the log bunk, the backstays are on this outboard side and how I have this backward. But that's an easy fix. We just go ahead and unbolt that, flip it, call it done. That's no biggie at all. So, you know, we're going to be doing some good stuff. You can see it's pretty much a tongue and groove kind of setup. 17 millimeter wrench metric. If you get a Timbery model sawmill, make sure you get good metric set of wrenches, sockets, boxed in wrenches, combination wrenches, things of that nature. That'll make your life a lot easier and for you to set this thing up, folks. So what we're doing right now is we're just doing a nice rough fit right here. We moved the sawmill down, as you see, because we're no longer beside the wood pile. And just hooked it up to the straps and everything, as you saw in the previous video, or what we decided to attach to this one. So pretty easy to move overall. You just hook your straps to it, hook it up to the tractor, pull it on back, and you're pretty well set. And like I described earlier in another video, the dunnage here works just like a sled rails. So you're pretty well good to go. So what we're doing right here is we're just working on each little assembly, and we're not snugging this, we're just making it to where you see how we have slop on each assembly, but it's up to where we can go ahead and finesse it in when the time comes. So you can see we got nice little 17 millimeter assemblies. You got a locking nut. It's got the little Teflon plug in there, and everything comes up. These are all part of whatever you order. When you order the base kit, it'll come with a massive plastic bag of components for bolting. When you order this, a lot of people will order the additional section of log bunk, and then it comes also with additional components. And really, what are our thoughts so far based on what we've done? And if you've been taking the adventure and learning with us, then you can pretty much surmise that really not too shabby. You know, it's a learning process. It's getting used to things, getting a handle on what you're doing. And really, I think most of you would probably agree that for $3,500 to $3,700 max worth of investment, not too shabby really. So when you look at it in that spectrum, then I think everybody can pretty much agree that it works out pretty fair. I had to take a shovel and a pick-matic and get some of this clumps of dirt and everything popped out of the way, but you can see it's pretty fair. We're bolting this thing together, this rail assembly and everything. Anybody that's really dealt with any kind of components or anything know that, you know, it's sort of like we always joke, it's an evolution on how you do things, because, well, everybody knows half the time it's an uphill battle. And when the design engineers come up with this, can it be put together? Does it work? And often they use non-field conditions, they use shop floor conditions. So I guess you could say that's one of our breakaways that we're doing as far as one of our key points is all this is under field conditions, and it's to benefit you guys. And that way You got a truck and a crate? No. You know, you could get it off the back of your truck in reality if you had a chain hoist and some block and tackle. That could work. And maybe you want to set something up for remote cabin work, things of that nature. So, again, as long as you got a way to get it out of the back of your truck, because they'll put it in the back of your truck for you, unless you get delivered to your house. But anyhow, you know, would this be feasible for remote site work? What could you get it into a position? You buy you 20 acres, you buy you 4 acres, whatever suits your need, guys. You set it up and you just eat it timber. Maybe you and your girlfriend, you and your significant other go up there and you just drop timber like a crazy man. That's all you do for, say, 2 weeks or whatever. Try to get it moved out of the way, but keep in mind, you're going to need to have a way to move that timber. If anyone's moved firewood around, I know most of you have. You know, you start moving firewood, it's in nice little pieces. But if you start moving sections of log around, you're looking at a totally different animal. And it can get downright heavy real fast.